Yo, guys, welcome back to the PBNP podcast. We're back again today with Waddle. And yeah, we're going to discuss a little bit about how lockdown's been and for each of us, because obviously we're in lockdown 3.0. I'm not sure if we've done a podcast since we've been in lockdown 3.0. Did we? Oh, yeah, we did the other week, didn't we? Have we not? Okay. I mean,
I'm trying
I don't
to
know.
think
If I'm wrong,
Uh,
if I'm wrong,
no, we did end of the year, football end of the year, didn't we?
Yeah, it wasn't really a podcast, though, was it? Which is a football video. I mean, yeah. So if I'm wrong, it'll be up there. If it's not, then I'm not. So obviously we're going to talk about like how my experience has been with this lockdown, how your experience has been, how they differ, how they are similar. So yeah, would you like to go first? So lockdown, we are now like I don't know, maybe nearly a month into it. How has it been?
Shit. To put it like I said to you before this, I weren't really up for doing this, to be honest, because it's pointless to me. But I've got like we discussed it before. Like you need when you're in this when we're in this lockdown, you need some sort of routine. You need to keep yourself busy. I wake up. I've been struggling to sleep. There's one thing that's put me out of kilter and everything is just my sleep pattern. Like I've been struggling to get to sleep. Like, if I can happily like turn my lamp off and all my stuff off at like 12, and I will sit on my phone for 4 or 5 hours. I can't get to sleep. I think the last night weren't too bad. I think the last night were only 4 a.m. I went to sleep, but like couple of nights before that's been like 7 a.m., like 8 o'clock in the morning and stuff when I'm going to bed because I just can't get to sleep. It's like I've got insomnia or something. I just can't fix the pattern. Like today, to be fair, you messaged me and it woke me up at about around 11ish, I think, and that's like the earliest I've got up for weeks. I've just got no routine, but I can't even like I would do a home workout, but there's just nothing like I'm just not motivated to do anything, and that's the bad thing about it. Mine's been in a nutshell. Mine's been horrendous, but yeah. What about you?
I mean, before we get into mine, I feel like you're probably not the only one who feels like that. I mean, there's obviously at the minute there's nothing to wake up for anyone. It's just you're waking up and it's just the same every single day. You wake up, do your stuff, go to bed. It's all it is now. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. It's kind of hard for a lot of people. And for me, it's just that is like a fear of mine. I can't do that. I feel like if I start doing that, I don't know. It's just a big fear of mine. I don't want to like let myself get to that point. I need to be busy all the time. Like I won't say busy every single minute of the day. I mean like maybe every hour. Like do something because I feel shit when I don't like do anything. Like I've just finished a leg workout outside in the room. Then earlier did some uni work and yeah. There is times when I do find myself like procrastinating on social media and TikTok, and I mean that's just being honest. I mean I wouldn't want to give anyone the impression that we don't do that. I mean I all the podcasts we've done before try and preach like self-improvement, motivation, stuff like that, but people don't seem to realize that we all procrastinate and we all feel crap at some point of the day. Like sometimes maybe I'm on my phone scrolling through something and then I'll wake up to the fact that I need to stop doing that and do something else, and it's just the minute like 99% of the people in the UK, because I don't know, I think each country is different in terms of the lockdown situation and the corona situation. I think 99% people in the UK are finding it quite difficult to like cope. It's the third time it's happened now, and it's just a bit of a bummer because there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, and it's just hard to find that motivation to do something and motivate yourself to get out and carry on.
I think the problem is like there's a number of things like the first lockdown, it were all new. And we all managed to discover new ways to do things and different things that we like doing in the confined space we had, and it really it were actually quite nice. I think a lot of us, after like me and you especially, I think we really enjoyed it after a while. To be honest, like the different things we got to do, new experiences and stuff. Weirdly enough, even though you can't go anywhere, and then because that like you realise that was what life was like. You had to get used to it. Then when we came out of it, obviously I went back to work, and stuff like that. You got a few jobs on go and stuff like that, and then we could go back to gym, different things. Then you got back into a routine of doing things. Then we got put into lockdown again. Then we got taken back out of lockdown again, and then we got put back into it. It's that stop and start effect of everything. It's like the third time now, and it's just it just hit for me especially. It just hit me ridiculously hard. Like not being able to go to wake up, go to gym or anything like that. I can't even get my home gym out because it's pissing it down. Like it'll just get rusty and horrible. There's nowhere to put it, so I can't do that. I can't. I haven't seen anyone. Like I was going round to a mate's quite a bit because he was like the only person I was seeing. And I hadn't even done that for like a week or so. I'm not doing anything, and that's a stop start. And then I found out something yesterday. New Zealand hasn't had a COVID death since September, and we have the highest death rate in the world. Like,
yeah, I don't even think Sweden. I don't even think New Zealand went into an actual proper lockdown. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they just closed the borders off. That's all they did. Sweden are COVID free. They didn't have a lockdown at all. They did nothing. They carried on. I think what it was, Boris was like, the government, we're stuck in two minds over to not do anything or lock the shit down. And then they were too late to react to which one they want to do. And when they back to do it, it was too late. It was very selfish. But there was either herd immunity where nothing happened at all. We all got exposed to it and our bodies adjusted to it. Or we locked everyone down, tried to stop all the cases, stop everyone getting infected. But they didn't know what to do. And obviously, this is the third time they've locked us down now. And that's just because they didn't know what to do at the start. And the realization is like, that's just where we are at the moment. That's just where we are. And I think the hardest thing for most people is that they haven't given us an end date in terms of when the first lockdown, there was a sort of an end date. The second lockdown, it was only a month. We knew when we were coming out of it. This one, they've just said, yeah, could be March, could be end of February. So we don't know if it's going to be February or March. There's an uncertainty of when we are going to be out of this because the vaccines are getting spread across quite quickly. So by February, they're hoping to have all the elderly have had all their jabs. So that's when they can start slowly like opening things up, and that's the most at risk people then injected and done. And then it's just getting maybe the 50s, the 40s, and the 30s, and then our age done, which is hopefully by Easter we could have had an injection by then. I think that's their main goal. But yeah, like you said, it's just the routine's a bit stop-start, and most people don't feel like starting anything because they don't know when they're going to be out of it. So it's just kind of a hard thing. Where me personally, I just want to carry on. I just want to carry on what I'm doing because, like for me, this is my routine. So working out is a part of my routine, and this isn't stopping me from working out. For me, it's just finding means to do it. I'd go mentally like crazy if I couldn't do anything because I don't know. When I don't do anything, I just get into like a slump and then I can't be arsed. But if I carry on finding stuff to do, then it's just motivates me to like carry on. That's what I need to do because it's either making me feel sorry for myself or just carry on living, or I want to live, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, like, I think I've come to the realization that to work, like for me, like you say, working out's part of your routine. It's part of mine. However, like for me to keep motivated, I need to be in that space. Like as soon as I'm out of the house and I'm on my way to the gym, that's it. I'm there. Once I'm there, I can go on treadmill. I can do my weights, do my training, everything. I can stick to my routine and stuff. And like, I can happily go after a brutal leg day. I can happily go upstairs and just run on the treadmill. You know what I mean? I can do that. I can't, for some reason, I just can't get myself out unless I'm going with someone. Like, I can't get myself to go out that door and just walk and go on a route. I used to be able to, but I just can't anymore. I lose my mind. I've got no motivation to do it. Like the other week, we, like Fergie, me, him, his girlfriend, and his sister all went on a walk. Went over to Ramsbottom, and went up this massive hill in the snow and rain and everything. And like once I'm there, we got there, and I was like just bombing up the hill. Like I was proper going for it, and I loved it. And that stuff I'm all right with. The problem I have is when I'm on my own. I couldn't do something like that on my own, and that's why I haven't been going out. I just can't. just physically can't do it for some reason. There's like a mental barrier. That's the problem I have at the minute.
Mental is like the main thing I've been trying to work on during that lockdown, because it's all well and good like being physically fit and stuff like that and big and muscly, but if you're not mentally fit, then what's the point in doing things? And that's what, like, for me, it's like, I think it all started when there was like the reports in the news, like people like suffering from like mental health issues and killing themselves because of lockdown. I think that's what started motivating me to want to get like mentally strong and stuff, because I've always been like quite mentally strong, but to the point of where like, and you need to like, I've never been to the point where I can just like push through anything and like just do it, and that's what I want to do, because end of the day, like, this is shit, but like I don't want to live every day thinking like it's shit, because then that's just gonna make me feel shit. Where if like every day, if I feel like there's an opportunity to do things and be busy and like think, yeah, today I'm gonna work out, today I'm gonna go for a run, today I'm gonna maybe get some uni work done, today I'm probably gonna maybe do some more social media things for the company, for the business and stuff, like keep myself going. Then that time, if I'm so busy, I'm not distracted on that. The fact we are like confined in our own space, and like I'm not like I'm not like numb to it. Like obviously, I've experienced the fact of like we were in our own four walls this whole time, and it is kind of mentally draining. Like I still experience that even when you are trying to be mentally stronger, but it's just the ability to like just go. And I think the minute that's what you're struggling with, is just go. You know what I mean? It's easy to talk yourself up through actions and stuff. And I admit, like, I never like say to someone, "I can do it. Why can't you?" Because that's not the right thing to do. It's just it's learning the ability to like do it, and then it's easy. Then I think what I've started to think is like, if you don't want to do it, because then that's like I didn't want to work out in the rain today, but then again, that makes me mentally stronger because I've done it. You know what I mean? So it's like knowing I have the ability to do something that I don't want to do, then that's what's keeping me going. So like, I don't want to go for a run later, but I'm going to do it. So it's just learning having the ability to do it, and I think it is hard because not everybody can do that, and I think when you've got yourself in that routine of being in a bit of a slump, it's hard to get out of it. That's what it is.
I've had it before. Like I get into slumps every now and again, and like it can last for like a month or so, or sometimes longer. It's been longer before, but like I said, there's that mental block, and there's, like you said as well, starting that routine. You don't that thing. You don't want to start anything just in case something happens again, and it's just like seeing different things around me. Like my mum last night, I went down just to talk to her, and then found out one of her colleagues' dad, mum, I think it was dad, passed away because of COVID, and then she's just crying and saying like she hates COVID, and it's just like, it just hits you. You're like, you forget that people have lost people, like close to you have lost people. Like, I know a fair few people, and it just brings it all back. And you just sat here like, it's awful. Like you say, you don't want to think about it, but yeah, sometimes you sit there and you have to contemplate what's going on. And I haven't really until now, and it just sinks you right down. But hopefully this slump doesn't last for too much longer. Like, I'm going to try it this week. I'm just going to try and do different things, like you said, keep yourself busy and stuff, and just do different tasks every day. Just try and wake up and say, right, I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do this today. Like, that's kind of why I've done this, because I thought, if I do this, it means I've done something with my day, like a little bit of something. You know what I mean? Instead of not doing anything at all.
I mean, even if you write it down, it's there then, and you've got your day set out, and then you think. And then I feel like when you've got it written down, and then even if you do end up fucking staying in bed till 4 o'clock, you're like, fuck, like you feel a bit of. I know, like when you feel shit anyway, but you're like, I had a purpose to do something today, and then you know that, right, I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna do that again tomorrow because I've got shit written down that I have to do. Where if you don't know what you're gonna do, you're like, oh, I'm in bed till 4 o'clock. There's nothing to do anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like I try and schedule your day and stuff, and like no one wants to like everyone's in the same boat at the moment. Like it's just a bit crap, and personally, I think this might be the last lockdown. Hopefully, fingers crossed, which would, because with the vaccines being distributed as quick as they are, it is kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I know you said that thing about your mum's friend's dad. But I also saw something the other day. It's like more people got injected that day than got tested positive for COVID. So for me, that's a bit of like a light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. That people are getting tested, and there is a way out of it. You know what I mean? We are going to get out of it eventually, and it is. I think the hardest part of it's over now. That's what I'm seeing it as the hardest part. We've spent like 9 months, 10 months in basically solitary confinement, off and on, wearing masks, having to stay away from each other. Where I think we haven't got 9 months left of having to be locked down, solitary confinement, being away from each other. I think everyone's got a vaccine. Obviously, you'll probably still have to wear a face mask for a little bit, but once you've got them jabs, then I think you're all set. It's like a few weeks for people to get used to it. And I think it's closer to it being okay again than it is to it being not okay. So I feel that's what I'm trying to be optimistic, and that's the only thing that's keeping me through at the moment.
Well, I remember that the last face-to-face podcast we did. We talked about we thought that were going to be it for lockdowns. We weren't going to go into them again. We didn't think gyms had shut and all this lot, and then literally like a week later, they all pretty much shut and stuff. Like it's just, I want to say we jinxed it. We didn't. We definitely didn't jinx it, but still, it's like I hope this is it. I hope this is actually it done. Because I never thought I'd say this. I really want to go to work. Like, I am desperate to go to work. Like, if they said to me now, right, we're opening pubs back up, but I'm gonna have to work 7 days a week, I'm doing it. I don't even care. I just need somewhere to go, something to do. I'm sick of my house.
Like me, I've spoken about before of like I don't like social interaction. I'd do anything just to like go into town and like just speak to someone, like not having to think about like, oh, am I standing too close to you? It's a little things, you know what I mean? It's a little thing you took for granted when you could do it. Like you got to think about it this way, right? We've basically not been normal since 2019. Like it is just what it is. It's 2021 now. I know we had the start of 2020, but
yeah, we had like 3 months, didn't we?
Yeah, nothing in it. We've basically not been able to like live free since like end of 2019, basically, and it's mad. Like I've missed my whole 25th year of doing nothing. You've missed basically your 20th year doing nothing. It's just mad. Like people like aging out and they're coming out different people. As there was like they probably went into it 16, 17. They're gonna come out of it 19, 20. It's mad because like they're like your development years, and people like losing out on their development years because they're stuck inside. And it's like I said, I think that's down to most people. Some people maybe take their own life because I think growing up is like a mad, like confusing time for everyone. So you need to have that that mental development going on. And I think like, well, if you are left school or 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, even 22, like I am, you're still really young and you're developing on who you are as a person. And it's crazy. Like we're the generation where like we've spent our development years inside of this. Like this is like once in a lifetime thing. I think that's why people mostly are taking their lives, because your head's messed up when you're like a teenager and you don't know what to do. Everything's the end of the world. Everything's so dramatic, and that's when you are your most vulnerable. And I think obviously it's terrible for people who have done it, but it's just unfortunate. But that's why like you've got to. For me, I can't dwell on it because that's when you do start to get yourself in a slump, like focus on things, like where I'm just trying to be optimistic about everything. It pisses me off though, when you try to have a conversation with someone, like, and they just like, oh no, it's going to be forever. It's going to be another year and a half, and it just makes me a bit angry because like, I don't know why some people can't. I know you said it's hard because people are dying, and everything. But I think as individuals, people need to be still a bit optimistic. That's all, because I think that's what people are pessimistic. They're afraid to be optimistic because they've been let down so many times by the government. I feel like knowing there is the vaccines and stuff, then I just feel like it isn't going to be long now.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, I feel like on the thing, like, I feel bad for the people who are like the ones who say the ones that are in year 10 going into year 11. Now they can't sit the GCSEs, or they haven't sat the GCSEs. They're going into college and they're not getting the same experience we've had through that. I know we did a different course and certain ones are different, but for me, from 18 to now, or I'd say 18 to 20 were the biggest years of my life, just because from my job and college changed me as a person massively. Like that was the biggest change I've had in my life. Like, and I don't think
Yeah.
I'd be who I am now without those two experiences. And those people who are now sitting on Zoom calls and meetings and classrooms and stuff like that, not being able to interact with each other properly or barely even talk, like it's just going to create a generation of people who are like so introverted and not socially like aware and all that stuff. Like they're not going to know what to do. They're going to grow up not knowing it. Like how were you supposed to talk to people? It's just going to be
Yeah.
so like you can tell the different generations now, but that generation is going to be so fucked. Like to say like unless there's some massive turnaround, they're just going to be screwed. But like you say, I don't think it's going to last for too much longer. So hopefully they're not. Hopefully the ones who have got basically pushed back a year can catch up sooner rather than later and sit their exams, and then we can all just move on. That's what I hope anyway.
I think me personally, I think by the end of March, maybe April time, I won't say everything's going to be open again. I'd say most things are going to be open again. I think everyone by then, the most vulnerable, have had the vaccines. I think maybe the pubs will be open again, but I don't think the clubs will open again until maybe summer or Easter. So, but yeah, I think by then everything will be open again. But like you said, people are going to develop now in different ways because there's a whole generation of people who just have spent their all the time in their own room. I mean, I spoke about it the other day with my grandparents. It's like I don't know how I'm gonna like. It's gonna be weird socially interacting with people again. Like even in clubs when we go out for drinks and stuff, that's gonna be so weird because I haven't done it in like a year, maybe nearly a year, and it's crazy because you get into such that routine, and it's gonna be weird. Like I don't know, it's like sensitizing yourself to something, and like maybe in a club where there's like over 800 people, it's gonna be so like it's gonna be so many people like full of anxiety because like you're not used to it. They're not used to it. It's been a whole year. Like you
I feel
speak
like I
about
won't go
school.
back, you know.
What?
I feel like I won't go back at all. Like I can't see myself going back to like the nightlife and stuff. I feel like there's plenty of people who just go. It'll switch back to what it will be like in it will back in like our parents' days and stuff like that, and our grandparents like when they used to just go like to pubs during the day and stuff. And I feel like I just have a feeling clubs will come back, but they will be nowhere near the same as what they were before.
Yeah, I agree. People are going to be so like cautious. And you spoke about like school students. I mean, even university students. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I feel like in my experience, the lockdown uni life is not it. I mean, it's so hard to do an assignment and work loading over a computer. I mean, this start this year hasn't been great for me personally. I started with a good grade, and from there my grades have, I won't say plummeted, but they've not done well. I've done a decent grade, and I've got a really bad grade because I just didn't understand what I needed to do because it's hard to get a point across when you're speaking over Zoom and Google Teams. I think there's going to be a lot of people maybe who's graduating this year coming out with bad grades because it's hard because they're not getting to grips with the content of the module and the stuff like that because there's only a certain amount a lecturer can do with you over the computer, and it's a shame, really. It's really, really a shame.
Yeah, like they've seen plenty of petitions saying that uni students need refunding for, like, or not refunding, but the costs lowering for for their courses and all that lot,
Accommodate.
and then accommodation as well needs refunding completely because I've got plenty of mates who've come back over, living back here with their parents again, like when the new lockdown was starting. So they're paying for accommodation over there, like they've got rent due and stuff, but they're not even living there. So I don't see why they need to pay. They should have to pay for it. To be honest.
No, I agree. I mean, I've got a mate who lives at uni, and he's having to pay still. And they've just recently stopped the accommodation fees for like a month because barely anyone's there. They had to push our start date back because obviously people have got exams and stuff at uni, but they're taking them later than they would have done because they got cancelled during the year. So we were meant to be back last week, but we're back next week. So it's one of the things like everything's delayed, everything's different. But like I said, I think people, when things do go back to normal, it's going to be like one of them slow and steady things when things are going to go back to normal. It's not going to be instantaneous. I mean, it might even take another 18 months before people get used to the normal life. You know what I mean? It's one of the things, and I feel like a lot of people are going to come out of it stronger, and I feel like a lot of people are going to come out of it weaker. It's just what it is. It's a lot of people who feel like they've suffered through this, and there's a lot of people who've benefited through this. It is what it is, and there's not going to be the in between. It's going to be one of the results of what this has been like, because it's been a proper hard, as we'd say, a hard graft, because not used to it. I mean, we've basically spent nearly a year inside doing nothing, and I don't think anyone's actually worked properly in a year, and it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah, like I always I credit them all the time, the people that I know that are key workers and stuff, and NHS workers. Like, it's mental that they've kept going through this entire thing, and it's hard. Like, and I say I want to work. I couldn't do a job like that. There's no way I could have done a job like that in the time. Like, I'd lose it, to be honest. But fair play to him. Like, I said it to him. I said, at least you got something to do, and he said it's not this, like, watching people like that every day. It's not nice, but it's the job they're in, I suppose. So swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this lockdown's also, like, for me personally, it's made me a stronger person. It's also maybe put things into perspective in, like, what's important and what's not important. I mean, there were things before which obviously you dwell on too much and you think it's so important, and then it just really isn't. I mean, it's made me appreciate time, like, because, like, obviously we've just spent I've lost a year of my life doing nothing. Well, obviously I've created things during that year, but I've not experienced anything new in a year, like, lived my life because of this. So nowadays, like, people, like, worry too much about things, and it's like, for me now, it's just like there's nothing really to worry about. I mean, for me, I've experienced the worst of it, and, like, you've experienced loneliness, you experienced depression, going through stuff like this. But it's for me, time now, it's the most important. You're gonna make most of what you've got now, because it's most people have lost people. Some people have lost people. Some people have lost, like I said, time, precious time with people. So it's just appreciate the little things, man. It's just grateful for things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. You said it all, really. Don't really know what to say now.
No, I mean, like, obviously, I've started things, like, started this YouTube channel during lockdown, which I'm happy about. Started the business during lockdown. I did a lot of self-therapy sort of thing. I did a lot of routine work, so set my routine, tried to change the way I live my life and stuff. Did a lot more research on nutrition, did a lot more research on training, and it's just, I wanted to come out like different person. That was, like, as soon as the lockdown, I'd say a month into lockdown, I was lying in bed doing nothing, just watching films, doing bits of work and stuff. But I wanted to be like, people were talking about, I've learned new skills and stuff, and I wanted to come out, like, having, like, changed myself and, like, created different things. And I feel like I've done that. I mean, to be fair, a year in, I'd say it's been quite a successful period. But yeah, what would you say? You're stronger mentally or not? Honest, like, honest.
I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I used to enjoy my own company. Now I kind of hate it. Like, I used to be able to pride myself on having, like, when you can, like, you can happily separate yourself from, like, a situation, or just life for a little bit and just chill. Now I can't. I feel like I'm a people person, and I need to be around people. I'm really struggling with that. I've really struggled with that at a minute. I feel like if you'd have asked me this a couple of months ago, I'd probably give you a completely different answer, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, coming from the first two lockdowns into, then obviously we come back out of it. I'd have probably said, like, I'm a lot better mentally. I think now, like, polar opposite. I'm struggling being on my own. Like, I'm not obviously, I see my stepdad and my mum, but there's a bit, I try, even that, I'm distancing myself. So So not really. Like I would try and learn a skill, like, but there's nothing that I can learn from home. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, for me, it's like maybe at the beginning I was getting kind of like, 'cause I was with my grandparents. Maybe at the beginning I was getting kind of like not sick of the company, but when you see someone too much, you're together all the time, it can become quite toxic. So I was becoming quite miserable all the time. But then obviously like I got used to it and it's fine now. I mean, for me, I'm quite an introvert as it is, so I enjoy my own company. I just do. It's just that's how it's always been. Always. I mean, even this lockdown has changed it. I still enjoy my own company. But I don't know. I mean, if you enjoy your own company, I think it's fine. I think that's a cool aspect to have about your character because like then you're not having to like because like I said, you enjoy your own company. I think you will do when you go back to normal life. But it's just having a like you're not having to rely on being with other people. So it's like for me, like I know a lot of people who like don't like their own company, and a good time for them determines on being with other people. And yeah, I get that. You get joy from seeing friends and family and stuff like that. But I think if that is having to determine your happiness, I think like it's kind of like a hard thing to have. A lot of people suffer from being on their own because obviously they've got other issues going on, and that's just what I'm trying to get at.
Mm. Well, I do like the highlight of my week. Uh, Last week was going on the Zoom call and doing the quiz on Friday. Like
Yeah,
that was the highlight of my week, to be honest. Like, and as you saw, I very much enjoyed myself. Because I think that was like a massive. That, to be honest, that was like a massive release of like all the build up of not being able to see or do anything or interact with it, but barely anyone. Like it's just want to do things. Like someone said to me that like I was talking to someone and they said, "God, you need a hobby or you need some hobbies." It's like, and I said back, I said, "I've got hobbies. The only problem is I can't do any of them. I enjoy football. I enjoy my work. I enjoy snooker. Uh, Everything. I've got loads of hobby gym. I've got loads of hobbies, but
yeah,
I can't do any of them. Like I'm not going to go on to the park and play football by myself. I'm not doing it
yeah,
because that's the saddest thing on planet Earth. Like I'm not. I'm just not doing it. I'll probably get bullied by some like 10-year-old kids that are in a gang. Like I'm not doing it. Like I go on Xbox most days, and it's just after a while, after like an hour, I'll go right. I'm going. I can't be asked. This is just boring me now.
yeah.
Like
I mean, like
that's it.
for me, my hobbies are like gym, football, all that, and I've just had to find an alternative. I mean, it used to be PS4, but obviously during lockdown, the first one, I think I got rid of my PS4 because for me it was just a distraction, and it was. I'm just trying to find other things to do that obviously like they aren't fun to do, but they're just trying to keep you busy. And for me, that's the only thing we can do at the moment is you can't do your hobbies, so you just find alternatives, and it's hard to find alternatives because they're not as it just is what it is at the moment, and
Yeah.
people are struggling to cope with that. Like football, can't do it, so I'm probably I'll work out in my back garden for an hour, and half an hour to an hour. Gym I can't do, so I go for a run for half an hour. Again, I just try and come up with ideas. I do some mental therapy stuff like that, and just is what it is. Um, and then we do the quizzes on Friday, and that's a good little release because you get to see people and all that. So yeah,
I'd say the only skill I'm trying to. I was just thinking about it. Then the only skill I'm trying to do, slowly but surely, because I see a lot on my phone. I'm trying to slowly learn to cook a little bit. Like And that is hard in
right.
itself because it's like if you're trying to learn to cook, obviously you make something and then you end up having to eat it. So that's what I'm trying not to like. I want to learn stuff, but I'm going to try and limit it down because obviously I've got my normal diet and stuff, which I'm trying to stick to. And then if I cook something else or try and learn something else and I cook it, then I'll have to eat that as well, which is
Yeah.
horrendous trying to resist that. But yeah, I'm trying to learn anyway.
I mean, for me, cooking's like a dead thing. I tried learning it a long time ago, and I can't cook. So it's one of the things. I can cook the basic things like scrambled egg and toasted bagels and chicken and rice, but I can't do like I can't make your a bolognese or. The hardest thing I find to cook is pasta. I can't cook pasta with a
Yeah, I do struggle with pasta.
because I don't know why it's a mental block for me. I can't.
You can do it. You can do it in the microwave.
Yeah, but that's like a cop out, innit? I can make a pot noodle.
Well, no,
I can make
no. I mean, like it's the same. You know, if you do pasta in like pasta things, whatever they call bits,
shells.
in a pan, pasta shell in a pan with boiling water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them in a Tupperware, fill it up with water above them, put it in the microwave for like 5 minutes. Take it out, fill it up a little bit more, swish it around, put it back in for a couple of minutes, and just do it until it's soft.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
I let
Gordon Ramsay is fine. Well, I think the closest thing to cooking research I've done is watch like Kitchen Nightmares or something, or Hell's Kitchen, because
Hell's Kitchen's iconic. The best is fucking raw.
Donkey. Donkey.
What does he call her? Fucking gremlin.
Don't whistle at me like a dog. You're the dog, not me.
You look like more the dog than I do. Fuck off, will you?
Yeah, I mean that's a topic. I mean, what's been key for me at night time, saying through lockdown, is the football being on, and obviously there's been good news there, saying the coronavirus case have been going down in the football league, which is good to hear because that means they won't be cancelled. But yeah, it's been key for me saying through lockdown. I think without it at night time, I'd be bored as hell. I mean, last time when it went on a circuit break for like 2 months, it was dreadful. I mean, it's competitive football. Because it stopped doing it for a long time.
Oh right, you mean in the summer?
End of last season, yeah. It went on for a long break, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what it is with football as well, it's a window into like normal life for people. So, because football's on day to day, it's like a reminder of like what normal life's like. And again, it's competitive football. It's a sport which 90% of the people in the country love. So it keeps you going, keeps you watching it, and it's been good, isn't it?
I've been watching a lot of the old like Champions League clips, like the highlights from like different seasons. Watching them, I even watched before this. I watched Gary Neville's testimonial, like, and just watching all the people like in the crowd and like all the players hugging and stuff. And I'm like, I was just watching, like, imagine what it'd be like to be there. I don't even like Man United. I'd still go to a Man United game if it were offered to me right now. Because I just want to like just be not. I just want normality again. But yeah,
you just want to touch someone.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, sure.
Well, it is.
Tell you what, I watched another film that were on my list. Actually, I watched a couple. I watched Goodfellas. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Watch it. It's really good. I watched Goodfellas, and I finally watched Interstellar.
Oh, you told me about that. It's good, isn't it?
Oh, it was so good. Thing is, I got offered to watch it when I was pissed, and then my mate's dad recommended we don't watch it when we're pissed because it's a head fuck.
Oh.
We watched it when I was sober, and I said, "Why didn't you let me watch it when I was pissed? It'd have been well funny." It's so, oh my god, I were in another world. My jaw dropped in half of it.
Well, I'm currently watching American Gods on Amazon Prime.
American Gods.
Oh, it's well good.
It's a series.
Yeah, it's 3 seasons out at the minute. I'm still on the 1st season. It's pretty good. It's very very like explicit, and there's lots of blood in it, and intercourse and that. About Greek gods and like living in modern day and stuff, and hiding in plain sight. It's like Thor's dad Odin. He's in it. He's the main character and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's set in like now. It's set in like present day. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What else I'm watching?
To be fair, I've got Amazon Prime now, so I can watch some of that.
I find it better to Netflix. I have to pay for more things. There's a better selection. I found Netflix now, which is a bit crap. I mean, Sex Education's back on soon. In a few days. There's been WandaVision. I've been watching that on Disney Plus.
See, I don't find that appealing at all.
Yeah. What else have I been watching? In February, or is it March? I don't know. You've got this Justice League coming out, the 4-hour film. Then what else? This year's we so good for films. There's Spider-Man at the end of the year. There's Batman coming out this year. Oh my god! Even James Bond
next year.
What?
A new Thor film's coming out next year.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. It's meant to be a James Bond film coming out in November. That's coming out this year now. Yeah, it's gonna be well sick. There's loads of good films coming out this year, only because it's been pushed back and stuff, and so much coming out. I can't wait because
I think
one of my top three favorite.
Line of Duty.
Oh,
That'll
yeah,
come out soon. Get it.
Yeah, one of the things, like one of my top three hobbies to do is to go to the cinema, and I've missed it so much. So I can't wait to get back into the cinema.
But cinema, I don't know. It has to be like a one every couple of months kind of thing because it gets boring after a while. It depends what you're watching, but like it does get a bit repetitive.
I could go every day. I mean, just the atmosphere and stuff like that. I mean, it's sick. I love it. I mean, I've come to the point now where I watch so much films on my TV and on my laptop. I just want to go back to the cinema and watch films for the first time again. Like, I watch
a home cinema kit.
Oh, it's not the same.
Yeah, no, because your back wall, you get one of them mini projectors for your back wall. Because that's a big part, and then you could sit the other way around and then get like a chair and kick your feet up.
Could do, but it's not the same though, is it? It's not the same.
Yeah, get some popcorn. Set an alarm on your phone to go off like an hour into the film, like someone's getting a phone call in the back row.
Oh, fuck off! No, you fuck off! I'm chatting to myself. Now I watched Wonder Woman 1984, the new one on HBO Max, and that's okay. I mean, Mandalorian's finished now until next year. Yeah, there's nothing really to watch at the moment. It's just football and American Gods. And football.
Yeah, that's about it, isn't it? Really, football. I think that's the only thing I watch. Do I watch anything else? I think the only other thing I managed to watch The Wheel on BBC One that had Vic Star on it. That's the only reason I watched it. I know. I don't even like Michael McIntyre, and he were annoying me, but I watched it anyway. And that's the only thing I've really watched.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you watch a lot of porn too.
And that.
Why do you get a home cinema kit? Put that on your back wall.
That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. To be fair, we are actually decorating my room soon. Those who are avid watchers of the podcast will realise that wallpaper, that hideous wallpaper, is gone. I ripped it off with my bare hands because I was pissed off.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I know you don't notice anything though. You're oblivious. So we're getting we're gonna put wallpaper up and paint it, and then we're gonna put my TV on the wall. That's my goal actually, to get that finished.
I mean, before we finish this podcast, I just want to say, so if any of you are struggling, just carry on going, find something you're passionate about, or try and get a hobby, or leave something in the comments, and then I'm sure one of us will.
Podcasts.
Yeah, watch all the podcasts we've done. We've done quite a few now. Just try and get through it, or leave a comment, and then I'm sure one of us will DM or something, have a chat if he needs to. DMs are always open. And also there could be a new football show coming on pretty soon. Football shows, reviewing matches, talking to different fans, because a lot of my friends are different football fans, so it's just good to get different perspectives on a game or a season or whatever. How shit United are. Yeah, okay. We'll stick with that. Thank you all for watching. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment in the comments. Like we said, if you are got any issues, struggling for anything, I will reply to you. I read all the comments anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep going, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See you later.
Summertime, California sunset on my mind. Feeling too high for my state of mind. It's a paradise, I'm lost in a skyline.